But we begin with Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. He's holding a rally in Poughkeepsie, New York, just a little less than 48 hours before the Empire State heads to the polls. A whopping 95 delegates up for grabs on the GOP side, and Donald Trump is hoping for nothing short of a win in his home state's primary. Senior national correspondent John Roberts live in Staten Island, New York, where Trump met just a few hours ago, right, with voters. Hey, John.
Yeah, hey, and hello from the other side of New York Harbor, where Donald Trump earlier today insisted that he can get to that 1,237 majority delegate count by the convention. But New York is the key to that. A landslide victory here could net him all 95 delegates. Any less than that, if it goes below 50% in some of the districts, congressional districts, if it goes below 50% statewide, the path forward will be that much more difficult. But on Staten Island earlier today, Donald Trump showed the depth of the support that he has got here in New York State. A lunchtime crowd of the Richmond County GOP. They did have seats, but they were on their feet whooping it up for the entire half hour that Donald Trump was speaking. Before that speech, he gave his first press conference in a number of weeks. Of course, one of the big topics of conversation, this delegate selection process that he has been railing against. Yesterday, at a speech in Syracuse, he suggested that the RNC would be in for a, quote, rough July unless it changes the system. He was asked about that. Here was his response.
You're going to have a very, very upset and angry group of people at the convention. I hope it doesn't involve violence. I hope it doesn't. And I'm not suggesting that. I hope it doesn't involve violence. And I don't think it will. But I will say this. It's a rigged system. It's a crooked system.
The Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus has been pushing back against Trump now for the past few days, going on television wherever he can to say, look, the rules were set back in September and October of last year, and while states like Colorado and Wyoming did not pick their delegates to the National Convention through a statewide popular vote, it was all done within the framework of the rules of the party. Here's Priebus.
The delegates are enfranchised by the voters, whether it be in a convention or whether it be in a primary or a caucus. That's how our delegates are selected. We're not a government entity. We're a political party, and political parties have been nominating candidates through the delegate process for a very long time, and this is the way we do it, and we have a right to choose the way we nominate people.
But some discord within the ranks of the Republican National Committee. They've got a series of meetings next week. One will be with the Standing Committee on Rules. And the chairman of that committee, Bruce Ashe, fired off an email, which Fox News has obtained, to the chairman, Reince Priebus, saying that he's upset that they're not considering next week some modifications, or at least suggestions about modifying the rules before this convention coming up in July, saying that the way that the RNC is handling this really is a, quote, breach of trust with the rest of the committee members. We'll see where that goes. Arthel, Eric?
Interesting, very interesting. John Roberts, good looking backdrop behind you. All right.